Ruble will be the next world currency. Hello friends, welcome to our channel. You must all be aware that the dollar is the world's most widely used currency. It is highly used in international trade. But recently, a different currency has shown promise as the next major reserve currency. You did indeed guess correctly. I'm referring to the ruble, the currency from Russia. The dollar has been the dominant currency in the world since the end of World War II. It is the most widely used currency for global trade and other activities, as well as the most widely kept reserve currency. The United States has some advantages from the dollar's prominence in the world economy, including easier foreign borrowing and a wider range of financial sanctions. But surprisingly, ruble has gained much popularity in recent days in the international trade market. Oil and natural gas prices, which were already high before Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, have increased considerably more in recent days. It created even stronger competition between ruble and USD, and opened the path for ruble to be the next world currency. History of the ruble currency. The ruble served as both the Russian Empire's and the Soviet Union's official currency. In September 1993, the initial Russian ruble replaced the Soviet ruble at par. The current ruble was redenominated in 1998, just before the financial crisis, and exchanged at a rate of 1 ruble equals 1,000 RUR. The ruble, the second oldest currency still in use after sterling, has been used in Russian lands since the 14th century. The ruble was at first an unminted unit of account before it was turned into a circulating coin in 1704, right before the Russian Empire was founded. It was also the first money in Europe to be decimalized, becoming 100 kopecks in 1704. New state banknotes of 10, 25, 50, and 100 rubles were launched in 1961 along with new state treasury notes worth 1, 3, and 5. The state bank began producing 1, 3, and 5 ruble notes as well as 200, 500, and 1,000 ruble notes in 1991. The Russian Federation launched new coins in 1992 with denominations of 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, and 100 rubles following the collapse of the Soviet Union. The substance of the 10 and 20 ruble coins was changed to nickel-plated steel in 1993, and 50 and 100 ruble coins were made in cupro, nickel, zinc, and aluminum bronze, respectively. Although the substance of 50 ruble coins was switched to brass-plated steel in 1995, the lowest denominations were no longer in use, while the other denominations saw a decline in usage as high inflation remained. A new series of banknotes with serial numbers from 1997 was introduced on January 1, 1998 in values of 5, 10, 50, 100, and 500 rubles. The first 1,000 and 5,000 ruble banknotes were released in 2001 and July 2006, respectively. The rise of ruble. Refusal to use USD. At a meeting between Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao and Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin on November 23, 2010, it was determined that Russia and China will no longer utilize the U.S. currency for bilateral trade. The action aims to strengthen ties between Beijing and Moscow and to shield their home economy from the effects of the Great Recession. While trading of the Chinese yuan against the Russian ruble was scheduled to begin on the Russian foreign exchange market in December 2010, it had already begun in the Chinese interbank market. As a result, the acceptance of ruble increased more around the world. Increased price of fuel. However, the intensely competitive efforts taken by Russia to prevent money from leaving the country, along with the sharp increase in the price of fossil fuels, are helping to increase demand for the ruble and boost its value. Energy exports bring in around $20 billion a month for Russia. Numerous foreign consumers have cooperated with a request to pay for energy in rubles since the end of last March, increasing the value of the currency. Capital control system. 2017 saw the announcement that the Bank of Russia would launch a central bank digital currency. The ruble has been supported by the Russian central bank by severe capital controls that make it more difficult to exchange it to other currencies. Additionally, the requirement for Russian exporters to convert half of their surplus earnings into rubles stimulates the demand for the currency. Challenges. Russia has abundant natural resources and is more than twice as big as the 48 contiguous states of the United States. But in truth, Russia lags below considerably smaller nations in terms of GDP, so the Russian currency has to undergo some challenges. The fact that Russian inflation is more than twice as high as American inflation is one indication that the Russian economy is still facing considerable pressure. That's putting pressure on Russians to transfer their money abroad. The possibility of industrial shortages due to the import ban is another issue for Russia, and the Institute of International Finance forecasted that a decline in foreign investment would slow the nation's economic growth for years. Again, Russia is primarily dependent on the export of natural resources rather than higher value-added businesses. Effects of the Russia-Ukraine war. However, the main cause of the nation's economy slowing down is the war between Russia and Ukraine. Due to the invasion of Ukraine in early 2022, Russia was subject to severe economic sanctions. Several nations slapped severe economic sanctions on the Russian economy in retaliation for the military assault. Most nations have prohibited imports and exports from Russia. As a result, the value of the ruble fell by 32% in March 2022, when it was trading at a rate of 120 rubles to the dollar. President Putin declared on March 23, 2022, that only payments made in rubles will be accepted for Russian gas exports from unfriendly countries. In turn, this has caused major problems for Russia's export-based economy. It is likely that investors would leave, and that would be a continual outflow of money, which would cause the currency of a country under international sanctions if there is a significant military conflict inside the country. However, Russia's remarkably assertive actions prevented money from leaving the country. Russia's currency has mounted a surprising comeback 3 months after the ruble's value plunged to less than a US dollar, due to the worst economic sanctions ever placed on a nation. In the preceding year, the ruble's value against the dollar increased by 45%. This enlightens the sparkle of hope for the Russian economy that it can overcome any challenges and be one of the world's leading currencies. So friends, we are incredibly grateful for your company as we explore one of the major world currencies. What do you think? Will ruble become the next world currency? Please let us know in the comments section and give the video a thumbs up if you really liked it. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, kindly click the bell symbol below. Also, be sure to check back for more thrilling videos. Hope to see you in the upcoming video. Till then, good luck and goodbye.